Space Shuttle, this is flight safety. Keep your hands on the handrail or inside the vehicle and remain seated while in motion. You are clear for launch. Have a great flight to Starport 75.
Oh, hey Glenn.
Hey Chris, how are you?
I'm feeling like I don't know, a little nervous.
Well, I need to remember if I can even do this or not.
This is not starting off on the right foot.
I couldn't find wires. I couldn't find,
Wait, where have you been? I've been sitting here waiting for you every Tuesday and Wednesday thinking, where is Glenn? When are we going to record again? Everybody I run into on the street is like, Chris, when's the next show coming out? And I'm like, guys, I don't know. I mean, it's like, I said, Glenn, he's like one of those mercurial artists, that kind of like a Prince, or a
Prince.
Yeah, Prince, or what's his name? Peter Gabriel. Like Peter Gabriel, like, I don't know if you know anything about him. Because, bear with me, because he would go off and it would take him like 8 years to make an album, right? Where everybody else is churning out their albums like every couple of years. That guy has to go out because he's an artiste, right? That's my point, is that because you're an artiste, you have to be, everything has to align to say, okay, now it's time to podcast, right? You got your herbal tea, you got your incense going.
Yeah, I actually did have tea.
See? I'm not making this up out of nowhere.
I know.
It's not like the metric system. It's just completely made up.
Well, that is.
That's a different show. Anyway, I'm glad I haven't been able to talk Disney with people for a while.
I know, right?
But it was kind of good we take a little break, because more and more people at my work were like, hey, I hear you're doing this podcast thing. I'm like, no, I don't know what podcast thing you're talking about. So hopefully none of them are listening right now. But yeah, so I said, listen, it's not my show. It's Glenn's show. I'm just the eye candy, the ear candy. That's my job.
All right.
But anyway, it seemed like there's been a couple of things going on at the Disneys lately.
Yes.
So maybe it's a good time to talk about those if you're feeling the muse has hit you.
Yeah, I mean, so it's been a while, and so there's been a lot of things that have come out, have been announced, have opened. So we'll try to catch up on as much as we can, and have a fun little show here.
Okay, let's
start with a wild rumor, because they're.
Wait a minute, you don't want to start with the big thing that the whole universe is talking about? You're gonna hold on that topic?
What, the gondolas? What? Was there something else?
All right, we'll get to that. All right, so we're gonna start on the East Coast. Is that where we're starting?
We're starting on the East Coast. Yes. Okay, right. So let's
talk.
So this is a wild rumor that we've seen. We did talk about it a while ago. I don't know when, but I know we've talked about it before, about new pavilions at Epcot. And one of those was the Brazil pavilion. Mm-hmm. And so the latest rumor is that it's going to open in 2022 at Epcot.
That sounds so futuristic.
But
doesn't it?
It does. Forever? It really does. Yeah. But with no attraction. So it's basically going to be like Italy is, where you just go in and they're going to have some restaurants and some shops. So that's...
And no offense to Italy, but those are my least favorite pavilions. I got to be honest.
Yeah, so it's actually, amazingly enough, the planned location is between Italy and Germany.
That's the same place we talked about before.
It is. But those neighboring, both Italy and Germany, neither one have an attraction. Yeah. So it'll be three pavilions in a row with no attractions. But
Okay. Yeah. So what so you said it's a wild rumor, which is what I saw it posted, and then I had read some comments, and some people were like, "Yeah, this site this was posted on, they say crazy stuff all the time." So, is there any substantial to this, or this just? I mean, we talked about it last time it came up, and it does make sense, just given there's a fair Brazilian population that likes to come to Disney World and stuff. So it kind of makes sense, I guess.
It does. Yeah. So no, it's just a rumor, but I do believe this is one that I do believe is going to happen.
Okay. Cool. I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know I don't know if I'm supposed to have feelings about it or not. I'm like, okay.
Well,
cool.
We'll see when it opens.
I guess in general, like more countries, great.
Right.
But I guess maybe somebody would say, well, should it be Brazil, or should it be is there another rumored one that would be like do we have them fight it out and see which country wins?
That would be awesome.
Like a World Cup thing?
That would be awesome.
Do you know what the World Cup is? So it's one of those sports games that from another country.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, it's not American football. Anyway, okay. Right. I'm good with Brazil. Yeah. It's fine. I wonder if they would do like a little mini carnival.
Oh, that would be awesome.
I guess. Be pretty short.
Yeah.
Unless they do like the what was that millennial parade that went all the way around World Showcase?
Yeah. Do you remember that?
Of course I remember that.
Okay. That was wild.
What was that called?
Oh man, it was.
Right now, there's like 100 people yelling at the podcast machine.
I'm trying not to Google, but it was. I don't know. It was Okay, well now I have to look it up.
The one with the drums, the big wheel drum.
Oh,
thing,
I know.
Right?
Yeah, sure. And they had the people on stilts.
Yeah, right. When did that end? Doesn't seem. I mean, it seems like it was around a long time, but I haven't seen it.
Right. It was called Tapestry of Nations.
There you go. Horrible name.
It was a horrible name. I did like those big drums that they had, though.
Yeah, it was cool.
Because they would rotate, and then the dude on there would actually play him. Yeah. And I know this is a video podcast, but I'm actually mimicking that.
You're doing the air
Chris
drums.
Can see that, so. But yeah. So
I wish I hadn't.
Anyway, so
Tapestry of Nations. That's like what does he call the thing in the Muppet attraction where he's like a celebration of all nations, but mostly America. So Tapestry of Nations. Okay. Anyway, how did we get on that? Oh, Carnival. So they should just have like Carnival every day. Like like Universal does Mardi Gras. Kind of the same thing.
Next topic is
I hit that button.
Yeah, you did. All right, next is so we're off rumors, and then this is about the gondolas. So now they are fully testing the gondolas. We still don't have an opening date, but they're moving along quite swiftly on the stations.
Is that a joke? Is that a pun?
No, actually, it wasn't. But if
okay,
sure, it was a pun.
They're moving along swiftly. That's funny. This came up today because I had to take a different route to work today because my traffic computers told me that my normal route was kind of blocked or jammed or something or other. So sometimes my route will take me through Disney. I went down, is it Lake Buena Vista Boulevard? What's that one that goes right by like the studios?
Sure.
And whatnot? Is that what that is?
I don't know the name. I think that's.
We do this every time. Oh, you're supposed to know these things. Anyway, so I was going down that road, whatever that one is. It goes by the boardwalk and then et cetera. And I saw. I saw there's like a big station there across the street, and they the whole line goes all the way down that road and then crosses over it to go to the hotel over there, Caribbean Beach, right, where they're building that monstrosity of. I think, Glenn, I'm not sure, but I think Disney World is expecting a few people to come to Disney World soon because it seems like
I don't know why.
Yeah, they're building like these big hotels and things. I don't know either. And I know you're going to disagree and you're going to roll your eyes audibly so everybody can hear it. But I got to say, it looked cool. Now, when I saw it driving past, they had it was like all the gondolas were up on the wire, looked like spaced out like they would normally be in normal operation. So it's like they're all on the launch pad ready to go. Normally I see pictures and they're not covered. But this morning, all the ones I saw were all covered. So I don't know if they cover them every night, keep the bird poop off them, or what they do. But
no, I think
they were all covered.
I think once they're unwrapped, they're unwrapped. And basically the only ones they've unwrapped so far are ones with the characters on them. And the belief is they did that so that they could take some PR pictures. Yeah, and so they've just left them there and unwrapped, and they're leaving the rest wrapped.
Yeah. I must have seen, I was driving, so I couldn't really count, but I must have seen 100, 150. I mean, once they're up and you see them in person, it's even more impressive than it seems in the photos, just because, they're so far up there and there's so many of them. It's like it's quite a thing. Yeah. I still, I know you're anti-gondola, but I'm like, I think they look cool, especially once they're running. It's going to give that kind of active vibe. We've talked about this before. You'll never agree with me until you actually see it, and then you'll say I was right.
No, absolutely.
But anyway, looks cool. The only part I don't like, and what else I got to do? I shouldn't say I don't like. The part that's weird is where it crosses over the road. That part freaks me out a little bit. Yeah. I don't know if, I don't know.
Yeah, that would freak me out too.
But I guess it doesn't matter if you fall on a road or you fall somewhere else. You're still going to fall.
Well, if you fall somewhere else, the chance of you getting hit by a car after that is greatly reduced.
But would it matter? Yeah. So when is this thing supposed to be like an actual full-time
They say
operation?
fall, but I mean, with the testing and everything getting ready, I think it'll be. I mean, quite honestly, I think it's going to be before Galaxy's Edge opens, right? I mean, maybe a few weeks before,
but part of that, I'm sure.
But they keep saying fall, so.
And remind me how the lines run again. Can I take one from like Epcot to the studios, or do I have to go to the hotel? Like, how does that work? You weren't prepared.
No, it wasn't, because I hate the gondolas.
I don't understand why. You have to see him in person. I'm going to say you got to see him in person.
Yeah, no, I know it's going to be
much more
awesome.
impressive. I don't get you.
I can't wait to take it during one of the thunderstorms. All right, your question was what? Can you go to Epcot to where?
Yeah, like if I'm not staying at Caribbean Beach, right, which is really what this is designed primarily to serve, right? Do we agree with that?
Well, no.
If I want to write, no.
I mean, Pop Century and Art of Animation.
Yeah, okay, that whole area.
Yeah, that area.
That whole whatever, that whole thing. Like if I just want to write it, I'm just trying to figure out like if I'm going to be a test dummy, and I want to report back to you on my experience, can I just like hop on at one park and get the other park and then go back, or does it like only go to the resort kind of thing?
Yeah, so from Epcot it goes to Caribbean Beach. Then it goes to the main station, which is at it's actually at Caribbean. So there's a station at Caribbean Beach, and then the main transfer station is at Caribbean Beach too. But that's where you have to. There's a T, and that's where you have to get off and get on to go to the studios. And then if you stay on, I guess it'll go to Pop Century and Art of Animation.
Gotcha.
So no, you can't go from Epcot to Hollywood Studios without going to one of the resorts.
So it's really which I guess I could do.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah. All right. I just want to see. I feel like I want to try it out, but
yeah.
Okay. They look impressive. Got to say. I think they're going to be neat. All right, moving on.
All right.
Next.
My issue with it isn't completely with the gondolas. My issue is the route. That's my issue because it's not serving. Anyway, all right, we've covered that before, but
we have. But I mean, you gotta figure, Glenn. You gotta figure that somebody with a spreadsheet somewhere, like they're looking at like a World War II war planning room with the table of like where they need to move people to and from. They got that big stick. They're shoving the pieces around. Like they must know what problem they're solving here, right? I mean, this is,
sure.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, really comes down to the resorts, right? That's where it's not really about the parks. It's about people staying at the resorts and then getting them out to Epcot and the studios.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I still want to ride it. I think I'm a little nervous about it though.
You're nervous? Why?
I know you don't like heights, but I don't know. It's because it's pretty high up in the air. They're dangling on a wire, Glenn. It's like this giant metal box on a wire.
I'm well aware of that. I mean, that's.
I don't know if you've seen the pictures, but it doesn't look like. I mean, at least a monorail looks like it's on something substantial. Which, by the way, it's not in your lineup here, but I was. It's been a while, but I was at the parks a while ago, and man, I don't know when are the new monorails coming, because we need those. Because I was on one. Literally, how there's the doors. Have you seen the doors on the monorail? They kind of, and there's like carpet on them. I do. You know what I'm talking about? Like the whole top half of one of the doors where the carpet was like ripped off, like, and you just saw the glue of where the carpet should have been.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. Why are you doing this?
What? No, I'm trying to see when do we get the new monorails? When's that happening?
You can't in one breath say you're excited for the gondolas and then in the next say, where are my new monorails? Because why wouldn't you take? Why? Oh my God! Are you literally trying to give me a brain aneurysm? Because
I'm really not. Wait a minute. What are you saying? That I can only, it's one or the other, like it's versus the gondolas versus monorails? Can't I have both?
Why didn't they take the money instead of building the gondolas, put it toward monorails?
Here's why. I'll tell you why. Because that same person with the spreadsheet before, they went, okay, what would it cost if we wanted to run a monorail? I guarantee you, and we have no way to prove this, so we're just going to have to assume I'm right. Somebody, I'm sure, somewhere said, all right, so we need to get all these people from this resort to these places. Well, people love the monorails. What would it cost us to run some monorails? And somebody crunched the numbers and came out with like a $40 quadrillion dollars, right? Whatever the highest number is that somebody could come up with. And so then somebody else said, well, that's not going to work. So what else could we do? And then Jim or Mary or somebody said, they had these gondola things I saw over in Europe, and they were pretty good. And then they're like, well, Jim or Mary, that sounds like a good idea. And they started crunching those numbers, and they're like, well, we could do that for a more reasonable price. And that's how we ended up with gondolas. Guarantee you that's how it went. No doubt. But the point is, we have monorails. See, now we get two things.
But
right?
you
If
have,
they just did
but
more
you have crappy
monorails,
monorails.
we just would have monorails. But now we have but we're getting new monorails.
What are you talking about?
That's what I asked you. No, it's already budgeted. Remember we talked about this.
I
Don't
do.
you listen to
but,
our own show?
But now it's looking like that is not true.
No, it has to be true, Glenn. The carpet was gone from the door. It was. I wish I had gotten a photo. Actually, maybe I did. It was just like the carpet was ripped off, and not like 10 minutes ago. It clearly had been off for a while. And in fact, it looked like they came along with one of them. What do you call those? Box cutter things? Those little knives? Those utility knife things. Because it had a nice clean cut to it, so it's almost like it was starting to fall off and was like ragged. And they're like, "Well, we can't fix it, so let's at least make it look a little less brokey." So is that on show? I thought we had a guarantee. Like I thought it was announced we're getting new monorails.
Yeah, we did. We talked about it, and that was at the time a year ago. That was what, because Bob Gurr, he confirmed it.
Yeah, exactly.
So now, but no, what has happened? And that was like a year ago.
Well, I'm sure they're shopping.
All right.
We'll get an update
next
on it.
up.
All right, can we move on to something that we both agree on?
Yes.
You're too testy.
All right, so the Leave a Legacy monoliths at Epcot.
Building more of those?
They are in the process of removing them, and they have removed the west side monoliths.
I almost said a bad word. All right, because Epcot's upside down. So if I at least it's not the studios, then I'd be trying to figure that out. All right, so I turn to the parking lot. I'm facing north.
Yes.
Right. Yes. Correct. And so west would be. Well, that's the side your stuff is on.
That's the side mine was on. Yeah, mine's gone.
Well, they're supposed to be moving these though, right? They're not supposed to be.
Yeah. They're moving
the dumpsters.
The plaques. I mean, I don't know what they're going to be on. They'll probably be on the side of a bathroom or something. But I mean, they're not moving the monoliths.
They're going to line the stalls.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, there I am. I just hope I'm in the gentleman's stall, the bathroom, and not the women's.
Oh, that's so funny. That'd be
hey
great.
Tammy, what does it look like? Does it still look the same?
It's going to be like graffiti on it
Right.
for a good time with an arrow pointing at you.
Oh man. So anyway, awesome. That side's gone. So even though mine is gone now, I'm very excited.
We know what the most exciting thing is. You're now no longer part of the problem. So
that's true. That's true.
You can look at that's the optimistic spin on it.
That's true.
It's unlike the bricks, it seems like they should be able to, you should be able to get, like, they can cut those up and say, here's your little disc, like it's been sitting at Disney World for 100 years.
I would think the bricks will be easier to give out to people instead of.
Why? They're like a million times the mass. Probably,
But if you wanted to go and pick it up.
What, the brick?
Yeah.
Where are you going to store all those bricks? They could stack up those little metal things in like a file cabinet. They only sold like 100 of them. Yours and 99 other dopes.
Losing that and the brick it's taking a toll on me.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that. Both of them.
Yeah.
Because your brick's over by the
Tomorrowland
bus stops.
Yeah, Tomorrowland.
it's all how you look at it.
That's right. I'm still at Disneyland, so.
You what? Oh,
I'm
Disneyland.
Still at Disneyland, so.
Yeah, I don't have anything at Disneyland. Good for you. So, was that for the 50th? They did that? Yeah, okay.
Yep.
What was I going to say? Oh, and the last time we were out there on that broken monorail, I looked down, and they're doing like a whole bunch of, that little pond that's over by Tomorrowland? Right? Like there's the train track, and there's like a little pond between it and like the walkway to the Contemporary. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do.
They're doing like massive construction there. They built like new, like what are you laughing about?
Well, that's our next story.
It is?
Yes.
No. It's nothing to do with that.
Of course it is.
No.
What do you think? Okay. All right.
No,
go ahead.
that's the staging
area for Tron.
It's the what?
It's the staging area for Tron.
Way over there?
Sure.
No, I'm talking about outside the train tracks.
You're killing me. Yes.
Okay.
Tron is outside the train tracks.
No, I know that, but it's on like. All right, bear with me.
I know where you're talking about, but that's the staging area.
So you're up on the monorail.
Yes.
You've come out of the Contemporary.
Yes.
You're going downhill.
Yeah.
Right towards the station.
Yes.
Off to your right.
Yeah.
Right. It's like the corner of the park. Right. So
it's where I take my picture.
The train track comes around.
Sure. My picture of Space Mountain, where you can get the pond and.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, hold on. So it's on the directions again. It's on the on the monorail side of what's that white thing? Space Mountain.
Yes.
But the Tron thing is on the other side of Space Mountain.
Yeah, it's behind. Yes. Well, it's northeast of Space Mountain.
North by northwest. Okay. Well, to me, it just looked like they were like firming up like the because the train is kind of up on a hill, kind of. I mean, like there's a slope there, so it almost looked like they were like just kind of buttressing that ground. Like it was like somebody said, "Hey, that train's getting kind of weak." Like they took the opportunity since the train wasn't running anyway to say, "Well, we need to shore up that little part." It's kind of what it looks like.
They may be redirecting the train a little bit, just like they did for Galaxy's Edge, because I mean to route it properly around Tron.
Okay. Well, let's talk about Tron. Was there anything else about Leo?
Yeah, so
we pretty much covered that.
No, it's there. It'll probably be finished in another month.
Really? Wow, that's
completely.
Don't you think?
Yeah, I mean they're moving quick on it.
I mean, I guess that's the easiest and first thing they have to do. So I guess it makes sense they kind of check that off, right?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So next is So Tron is construction on Tron is moving along, and they have finally gone vertical with it. So there's you can actually start seeing the actual coaster now that. They usually build the coaster first and then build the building around it. So this is normal. This is what happened with Guardians of the Galaxy and all that. So, but it just shows that they are, that they're progressing nicely.
Now, let me ask you something, because I'm starting to get excited about this ride.
Oh my God!
And when we talk about the bigger news from this week, you're gonna have to help me. You're gonna have to be my psychologist and figure out why I'm not more excited about it. But I am excited about this, except with one exception. I don't know how I happened upon it, but I was floating through the YouTubes and looking at some videos of Disney things, and I saw some videos of the one in Shanghai.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is it the same ride?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to go on that. I mean, I guess I have to.
Sure.
My family's not going to go with me. It goes upside down and loops and around and like.
I didn't think it even did a corkscrew though. I thought it was just a plain roller coaster.
No, I think it. Well, we'll check it. Well, whatever.
Yeah, well,
but I mean, I guess so does a Rock and Roller Coaster, right? So it goes.
Well, it goes
kind of does that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, so Tron. Like, when is this thing opening again?
2021.
20. Really? It seems like it's closer than that, but I guess they got to build the whole thing around it.
Yep. Yeah, there's still a lot to do. So, in conjunction, and I kind of took this story off, but in conjunction with Tron, the building of Tron, they're slowly changing, the look. And we've talked about this before a little bit. They're changing the look of Tomorrowland.
Yes. And I was about to ask you about that.
So they're making it more, we originally thought it was going to be more like the original, white concrete from the 70s. And it's closer to that than the 94 redo of Tomorrowland. But they are, they are having pops of color here and there. They're not abandoning color, but the overall theme is white with color throughout, if that makes any sense. But they're painting pretty much everything white. So even as you go into Tomorrowland, those on the left-hand side as you're walking into Tomorrowland, they have those aluminum metal. Like wings over where alien stitches, whatever you want to call it.
The flying.
Yeah, they painted those white. Yes. Even like I thought they'd leave those metal looking, but no, they painted those white. And so anyway, but I think it's because as you see pictures of Tron in Shanghai and all, it's very, blue, white and blue, And so,
is it because that's actually what I was going to say? Because when I think of Tron, I think of like neon on black. Like I don't think of it as like a lighter color, more of a darker kind of.
It's more right. It's more monochrome, right?
Yeah. I guess so.
I don't know. Anyway, so yes, Tomorrowland's changing a little bit in preparation for Tron, which is good. I'm still shocked that the raceway is still there and survived. And
me too, man.
I mean,
I've said it before. I'm like, look at it on a map. It's just such a massive amount. I mean, they could fit a lot of food carts in there or something. Like
they could absolutely
food carts and dessert places.
Cabanas. Hello, it could be Cabana City.
God, it could be like the infield of a racetrack in there, like literally.
Oh my God! Don't even. That is the greatest.
Hey, and it fits. It's a speedway, so
that's. Oh my God! All right.
Now it's
you
out
win.
of control. Yeah, it's,
All right.
I mean, you look at it on a map. It's just, I mean, it covers like all of Tomorrow. Like if you stretch it out, all of Tomorrowland and part of Fantasyland. It's like it's a lot of real estate for silly for them gas powered cars. So
yeah. All right. So next up is Disney signed a new agreement between them and the Canaveral Port Authority to basically ensure that two of Disney Cruise Line's new vessel, they're building 3, but this is for at least 2 of the new vessels to have their home port at Port Canaveral.
Good. Yeah, they should be coming up soon, right?
Yeah. They
soonish.
Yeah, soonish. I don't know. Yeah, so they're expected to be delivered in 2021, 22, and 23.
There's a lot happening.
Yeah, so they will keep their current building, but they also have an option on preferential use of Terminal 10 as well, whatever that is. But it's a separate one so that they can have 2 ships docked at the same time.
Oh yeah, because they can only do 1 right now. But
yeah,
okay. But usually the other ones are off in other parts of the world anyway, so it's just the 2.
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
So anyway.
Yeah, well, man, I'm excited about that. It's gonna be a long time till I'm on a cruise again, but
no, February.
That's a long time from now. Is it? Actually, is it? It's like half a year. Okay.
Yeah. It seems like it's coming a lot quick. All right. So the second and last thing we have, I just wanted to. So the D23, the fan club, that's going to happen in Anaheim as normal. The Anaheim.
Didn't that happen in Orlando
Center?
Once?
No, well, okay. So what they have are smaller. It's not the full convention.
Oh, I see.
They usually have events,
like a little regional thing.
Yeah. So the opposite year. So this happens every other year in the odd number of years, and so in the even number of years, they do an event at Disney World in the fall, but it's much smaller.
Okay.
So this, they're going to have, just like Comic-Con, they are going to have, different presentations and halls. And the only reason I bring this up is that they've announced the times and days of when things are going to be presented. And on Sunday, August 25th at 10:30 a.m. Is when the Disney Parks presentation will happen. And we believe that we're going to hear a lot more about what is going to happen at Epcot.
Yeah, because there was a lot of news that came out last D23. That's where we learned a lot of things. So that's exciting. Yeah. August, you said?
August 25th.
Okay. Have you been to one of these?
No.
I thought you had for some reason.
No, I'd love to, but it's just way out. If it was in Orlando, yeah, I would definitely give it a try. But
just the magazine you pay for.
Yes, I have
the
entire collection of the magazine. That's right.
Entire collection.
I'm a charter member. Yes.
Wow. What does it give you? Like free admission to the parks and
stuff?
What do you get
no. It gives me the privilege to pay them $100 and something a year. So
okay.
Lucky me.
You're such an odd relationship with Disney.
I do. It's an abusive relationship. It absolutely is.
Here's more of my money.
Oh my God. Yes. All right. This episode is sponsored by Parkleap. Do you hate waiting in lines for your favorite rides at Disney World, Universal, and Disneyland? Of course you do. Everyone does. Parkleap tracks current wait times for attractions in real time, analyzes them, and gives you immediate guidance on what to ride now and what to skip for a shorter wait later on. Park Leap saves you time so you can do more, see more, and ride more. Many theme parks provide their own apps, which is great, but they only report the times. You only get information, you don't get guidance. Is that 40-minute wait good or bad? Park Leap can tell you. Park Leap also includes an interface that is clean, quick, and easy to use. Many vacationers travel to multiple theme parks. Now one app does it all. Whether you're a local resident, an annual pass holder, or travel great lengths once a year or every few years, you want to make the most of your time and money. This is the app to get to help you do that. Get Park Leap in the Apple App Store. And thank you to Park Leap for sponsoring Starport 75. All right, so let's wrap this up with...
Why, are you in a hurry? Is there someplace you gotta be?
No. But I anticipate that we will have a longer discussion about this. So
yeah, we'll see.
Okay, so the absolute biggest news to come out of Disney is that Star Wars Galaxy's Edge opened this past weekend, or last Friday, on May 31st. And there is... so it's open.
Don't worry about that.
And so right now until this June 23rd, only people who have a reservation at one of the Disneyland hotels can get a reservation into Galaxy's Edge.
Wait, say that again. Okay, so only hotel people.
So only hotel
resort guests.
Disneyland resort
okay.
guests.
I didn't realize that.
Can make a reservation. So it's fairly limited.
I guess that makes sense. That's a good way to kind of do a soft opening, right? I mean,
yeah, and that's exactly how they're looking at it. So June 24th will be when all bets are off, and they take away the reservations, and anybody can line up and make their way over to Galaxy's Edge to
So in June, it's going to be pretty much like Disney World's going to be, which is basically just there's a line to get in, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, correct.
All right.
Well, that being said, I don't know if... So the method right now is you make your reservation, and then you go to the Star Wars launch bay, which is in Tomorrowland. Right. You go there, and you check in, and you get a wristband.
Oh, okay.
And so at your appointed time, you have a 4-hour window. So, from 2 to 6, you'll head over at 2 o'clock. They'll let you in based on your wristband. And then by 6 o'clock, you need to get the heck out of there.
Okay.
But while you're in there, only people with that same reservation time will get in there. So
wow. I
don't know if they will keep that same thing where you just line up at the launch bay to get a quote unquote reservation for later that day, a fast pass, whatever you want to call it, to get into the land, or if it's just gonna be wide open and you just go and line up at the land and they let in 200 people at a time or so. I don't know.
So let me ask you. I mean, obviously this has been all over the internets, and I got to talk to you about my conflicting feelings about this in a second, but I saw a lot of people lined up at 4 a.m. and so why are people getting there that early then if there's these scheduled times? That's
a very good question, because you don't need to.
Okay, so just a party thing.
I say that, but the merchandise for Galaxy's Edge, the opening day merchandise, that was available at Launch Bay, and people would line up for that.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, all the merch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw an interesting article. I meant to send it to you because it was specifically around Galaxy's Edge and about how it was questioning. Is it just how do I put this? I don't remember what the title was, but was it basically is being a fan of something just a consumerist kind of thing now? Like it's just what am I trying to say? Like if you're into Star Wars, it's just about buying all the Star Wars things or Marvel or whatever. It's just there's so much just merchandise and purchasing, and it's just all about the stuff, and but it's kind of always been that way, hasn't it? I mean, if you're into something, that's kind of I think they just found more and more ways to do it, but
Yeah. I could take pictures of my office, and I could.
Oh no!
I mean, you're talking to
need.
the wrong guy, because
yeah. But that's my point. Is that this didn't start with you just like in the last couple of years. I mean, you know, being a Disney fan for life, you've always collected stuff. And whatever, right?
So yes, but here's the difference: is right now in Galaxy's Edge, there's one attraction. The rest are, quote unquote, experiences of building a lightsaber for $200
of losing your. Well, we'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah,
but experiences of losing your money.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, whether it's through buying something or buying food, right? Because that's the other
like round Coke
part
bottles.
Of it. Yeah. So
it does seem like I guess to the point of the article, and I don't have it in front of me to kind of like go through its points, but I guess what you're saying is kind of the point of that article, which is here we've opened up this huge lane, and what we're talking about people doing is lining up early so that they go in and buy things.
Yeah,
right. So I guess that's not to experience a ride or a attraction, dark ride, roller coaster, or whatever, but to go get their stuff that they can Instagram and show off to their friends.
Oh my God, the Instagramming is insane.
Yeah, so I've actually sequestered myself a little bit from some of a lot of the news and stuff. Just because I think as I've thought about this, because I'm like, why am I not more excited about this? I think what I'm doing, it's a self-protection mechanism, because I think I'm afraid if I follow too much of it, I'll start to get excited about it coming to Disney World, and then I'm going to have this whole pressure of, when would I even be able to get in to do it, and fighting the crowds, and not having it to live up to the hype about it. So, what should I do, Dr. Glenn? Should I just forget all that and just read all the things, watch all the videos? What are you doing?
I'm watching everything.
Yeah.
Like there's pretty much no surprises left for me.
Is that a bad thing?
It's not, because
when you do get down here?
Once I saw it, because I was, believe it or not, as weird as it sounds, I was kind of like meh about it before it opened.
That's kind of where I am right now.
And I'm like, do I even care? Like, what, or maybe it was, I knew I wasn't going to be there for the opening, or, and I was like, nah, maybe I I don't care. They'll get to do it before I will. And I was, but after seeing all these videos, and because I watch, a good bit of YouTube, Disney YouTube people, and they all, went to the press event and saw everything, and watching everything and seeing everything, the execution of it is pretty darn good. So I actually have gotten excited about it after seeing everything.
Because let me tell you the kind of like what my idle brain is kind of imagining and keeping me from getting too into this. Kind of what you described, where there's one attraction and just a whole bunch of shops and eateries and whatever. It's probably if I watch the videos and things, it would change my opinion. But it feels like it's just like imagine. You're cattled into a circular space where you're just kind of looking around and like, yeah, it's great, it's themed and whatever, and it looks like you're there, but like there's nothing to do except like spend $200 for a lightsaber or buy a weird dessert of some sort, or circular Cokes or whatever. And just like I feel like it's just going to be a letdown, because it's like, yeah, it's themed really well, but what am I doing standing here with these thousands of other people? Like, what is, you know what I mean? Like, what is the I don't know how to describe like what my concern is about it, but that's what it feels like. This is like you let into a pen to do what exactly? So
there's interactions with the characters in their shows. Well, no, you do, and so that's a whole.
Oh, there's shows. Okay, well that's
So Kylo Ren comes out and does a little show. He comes down like out of the show,
like a soft shoe thing.
No. He does his little speech, and then he comes down, and then he starts interacting with the guests. He talks to him. He has stormtroopers with him.
So kind of like the thing they do at the studios. I mean, it's not on the stage, but
right.
That kind of thing.
No, it's not. No, I mean, he comes out. It's part of the story, and so Galaxy's Edge takes place during after Last Jedi and before Rise of Skywalker.
Oh my goodness! So before
Rey is there,
before the bat. after the bad one, but before this next one.
Yeah. So Rey is there. Kylo Ren is there. Chewie's there. R2D2, C3PO. They're all there, and they're walking around. They're interacting with people. They have a little show that goes on. He comes up to people, and stormtroopers come up to people, and so it's that's part of it too. Is if you compare it to like Harry Potter, right? I haven't been there. At Universal, it's very immersive, but the difference is they don't have characters that walk around. I mean, that was part of the deal. Is they don't. J.K. Rowling didn't want faux Harry Potter walking around and taking pictures and everything else. So this is different because it does have that, and it does. And looking at the videos, you see that, and it's like, oh, that is kind of cool because it does make you feel like you're more part of it. And so the other part of this is once you ride Smuggler's Run, Millennium Falcon ride, depending on how you do in that, you get credits, and it's embedded into your Magic Band, how you did on that. And so other characters will come up to you and say, hey, we need you for another, to help us with this, or if you did poorly, they'll be like, oh, this bounty hunter's out for you. And so they're trying to make it, you're part of the story of Star Wars.
I hate to say it, but maybe just my Star Wars passion is just like dwindled. I don't know, I'm having trouble kind of drumming up excitement for it.
That could be it too, right? This takes place on a newly fictional land, right? Yeah. It's not Tatooine. It's not,
and that's okay.
Indoor. It's not something we've seen before.
But that part I actually like, and I know you're not a comic reader, and I'm only like a part-time comic reader. But I was looking at it earlier today. I think I'm going to read the comic series that's coming out that gives kind of some backstory on that area.
They have 3 books coming out.
I was going to ask you about that.
Pre-ordered all of those. So
see, that would be kind of neat
as soon as they come out.
It's like that. Kind of, but otherwise, I feel like, okay, it's Kylo Ren, but whatever. You know what I mean?
Those should be out before, but I think they're coming out before
Disney World.
Disney World's Galaxy's Edge open.
Why wouldn't they have come out with them?
Or right about the same time.
Why wouldn't they have come out with them before it opened?
I don't know.
Yeah, anyway, okay. Well, let me ask you. All right, there's one thing that I'm like I'm really. I mean, if I'm conflicted on things I've just told you. And I'm going to, actually, before I get to that, let me preview a question I have for you so you can queue it up if you have a good answer. If I don't have all the time in the world like you do to like look at YouTube videos and stuff, like what would be like the best thing for me to watch to like get the best flavor of what is there, right? So I don't know if you want to think about that, maybe put in the show notes or something. But you understand my question? Like if I can't watch all the YouTube videos, like who's got the best kind of series of, whatever. All right, let's talk about this lightsaber thing. So, because talk about conflicted, and as much as I love droids, I am not excited at all about the build your own droid thing. I don't know if it's just because I've done so much like real roboticsy kind of hobby things that it just feels like
By the way, let me if you don't want to build your own droid, the smaller one, you can buy a full size R2D2. They have for sale there.
I got one right here, right over next to me. He's almost done.
Oh, cool. What do you want to know how much it is?
Oh yeah, just tell me.
$25,000.
That's fantastic. Okay,
so go on.
I'll take 2 in case one breaks.
Right.
That's it, but you know what? They're gonna sell some. So I don't know where people are getting their money because like now I'm gonna go on a crazy tangent here.
Oh my god!
Part of my day job, it's all about software development and stuff, right? So this is actually an important week in the Apple development world because it's the developers conference, whatever. And the people, the attendees there, they always get kind of something for going. And in the last 10 years or so, it's usually been like a jacket every year. And it's usually some sort of black jacket with WWDC, the developers conference or whatever. Yeah. And this year it was a little neater, a little different, but nothing like crazy. And so what a lot of people do to help pay for the expense of going to this very expensive conference is they will sell these things on eBay. How much do you think? And I'm talking about sold, like completed auctions on eBay. I'm not talking about like some crazy price that somebody put up that nobody bought. I'm talking like an actual and more than one. Like, how much do you think people? Oh, you listen to podcasts?
No. I haven't heard anything. What kind of a jacket is it?
Well, it's I mean, it's not a they did that a couple years ago. It's like a it's just kind of like a
parka or windbreaker or heavier.
No,
than
a little
that?
heavier than that because it's probably not brand name that, but that kind of thing. Right. You know, like a zip up jacket.
Well,
so this one it's a little different this year that it's reversible. So like on the outside it's just black with and on the inside it's this crazy like really bright design. Nice. Well, we're talking. I say we can find it for you. But I mean, it's not like insane, and it doesn't matter because it's every year. The last year's jackets would have been the same thing, whatever. But,
all right. So
let's just say, like, yeah, go ahead.
Well, I will guess because you could probably buy one for.
Do you want me to find you a picture before? Of course, people won't be able to see it.
It's fine.
Online.
So I mean, you could probably buy a generic, right, without anything on it for $150 at the store. I'm guessing.
Oh my gosh, I don't even know if it would be that much.
Okay, so let's say $100 or so. So
yeah, let's say like if it were just a generic thing.
So it has it's a premium because it says WDC on it.
Yeah, right. And the inside design is like the same kind of design they used like in their invitations and things.
But I mean,
so it's Apple related, obviously. There, I sent you one, just a picture of it. So it's just zip up. It has that sort of.
Oh, that's not even okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I would. Oh, in WWDC, that's small.
Yeah, that's a real subtle.
I mean, I'll say $200.
And on the inside, it's like it's like almost Hawaiian shirt kind of loud on the inside. Like, if you turn it, nobody's going to turn it inside out because who's going to get that?
Some people will.
Yeah, I'm sure some people.
All right, $200.
That's what I would think. Like, I mean, I'm like, okay, that's, somebody that's a really fan. I'm like, oh, I couldn't make it this year, but I want to. Which the other part I don't remember is like, or the thing about is like, if you weren't able to go, then well, whatever. No, multiple auctions of this have completed, sold for between $700 and $1,000.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, I just sent you one of the where it's inside out.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, and so
that's
but my point with. Huh?
That's insane.
Yeah, but that's my point. Is who are these people that have this money? So anyway, so back to the $25,000 pre-made droid. So I don't know where these people are getting this money. It's crazy.
I don't either.
Anyway, okay. So where were we going? Oh, lightsabers.
Yeah, lightsabers.
So this is the one. Like, I'm really on the fence about this. Like, I really can't decide if that is the dumbest, most ridiculous waste of money ever, or like, man, that's really cool. I gotta go do that. So like, there's this whole storyline thing where you're like you got to buy tickets to this thing, right? It's like $200.
Yes.
And it's only like 12 people at a time, something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
And you go into like the secret Jedi lightsaber building,
cave,
cabal, whatever. Yeah. Cave, whatever. And there's this, they have actors. Of course, it's LA, so it's, lots of actors to make their break, right? There's imagine a lot of, at least the videos I saw, a lot of overacting, a lot of very serious, Jedi Forcey kind of things. Mm-hmm. And then they go through the whole thing, and I guess there's like components they put in like drawers, and you can kind of pick the pieces you want to build your lightsaber out and stuff, right? Yeah. Do I have that pretty much right? In the end, do you get a functioning lightsaber? Yep. Like, so I can cut off somebody's arm with it?
No. Well, no. You can beat somebody senseless with it.
Probably not. I mean, in the end, you end up with a really nice handle, but it's still the same sort of jerky kind of like we did when we were kids of a flashlight with a translucent tube.
No,
right?
I mean, no. That part is the nice part. I mean, it's not the plastic. It's not the flashlight with the that you flick out and the. The plastic. It's
all right. It's a little nicer than that. That's fine.
It's LEDs. It makes noise and.
But I can't cut open a wampa with it, right?
You can't do that. No.
Or no. What's what do they say? I'm losing my credibility here. The tauntaun. I can't cut open a tauntaun with it, right?
Oh, right.
Okay. Well, all right. So it's not going to save my life for that. But so let me ask you about that. Like $200 is like, well, it's like right on that line between like that's a ridiculous amount of money to hey, this is a once in a lifetime thing. Like, where do you fall in that? Is this on the cool meter? Is this a 0 or a 100? Where does this fit?
Well, there was no question. Like they had my money when they announced that they were going to have this. But after seeing the process and what it looks like and the materials to build it and everything else, yeah, they can't take my money fast enough.
No kidding. What do you like about it? Like what?
Well, okay. So last time we went, I saw I was, and you can ask Megan and Tam. I was this close to buying the quote unquote Rey's lightsaber, which is really Luke's, which is really Anakin's.
Maybe
the one that
I guess
went through.
Sure.
And it was $150, and I was man, I was so close to getting it. Megan's the one that actually talked me off the ledge, and
your sensible teenage daughter.
Yeah, believe it or not. And so this is one you make, and it's made of metal and plastic, but everybody says it's a hefty thing. Like, it feels.
You can tell that on the videos,
good.
like people picking up, like, it's substantial, not like the hollow plastic toy things.
Right. So the blade is it's removable, so you can display it with just the hilt.
Which I probably would.
Yeah, right.
Because otherwise, I mean, if it can't be a quote unquote real lightsaber, I mean, it just looks kind of phony. So you might as well just have it turned off.
But you can also change out the kyber crystal in the handle, and you can make it whatever color you want whenever you want.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. So you can start out with a blue one or a green one, like I'm going to.
Oh, really?
And then you can.
I'm surprised. I thought you would have been the pale blue Luke one.
No, green.
Really?
Yeah, green. Okay. Luke's green lightsaber. That's the one I love.
Oh, right, because you like Jedi.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay. Yeah.
So anyway, but you can make it purple. You can make it whatever color you want, whenever you want. So, and they're like $13 each. It's like, okay, I can deal with that.
It seems like they could actually be charging more money for this, given the substantialness of the thing.
And you get I think you get a case with it, and you get a pin as well. So
a pin. What is?
So when you go to pay, I think that's where you decide. There's 4 categories. There's it's basically a Jedi, Sith, and then there's 2 more. There's like elemental.
There's only 2. Dark side, light side.
I know, but there's like an elemental and then like a natural, where it's made out of like I don't know, like
tree bark.
Yeah, like tree bark and like a tooth of a wampa or something. No, seriously. And
what are you talking about? Like the materials of the handle?
Yeah, because the blade's the same, bro.
I see.
So anyway, when you go to pay, you tell them which one you want, so they have it ready for you when you get in there.
Yeah.
But they give you a pin, and so that they know which one you picked. And it's like a pin you can wear,
like a lapel pin.
So you get that too, I think. So I mean, for $200, when it's only about $50 more than the premium one that you buy in the store. Yeah, for all of that, absolutely. I'm definitely doing it. Am I going to get it for everybody in my family? No, hell no. But I'm getting one. Daddy only.
Daddy only. I guess that's the thing. If you had like a family of 4 and you're all into Star Wars, you're like, I'm not going to blow grand on these
silly.
fake lightsabers.
But what I told my family is, when we went to Universal 2 years ago, they each went through the wand process, and they each got a wand, and Daddy didn't. And so guess what?
You knew.
That's
right.
You knew back
then.
This is Daddy's wand.
If you don't like it, I'll beat you with it.
That's right.
All right. Yeah, I guess.
I'm all over this thing.
I actually feel not to scare you, but I feel like they're going to raise this price pretty quickly. I don't know why I feel that, but I think that I see this hitting like north of 250 to 300 range.
I don't think 300. I could see 250.
No? Okay.
Depending on the demand, sure.
I don't know. You don't, in watching the videos, you don't feel it's like an eye roll experience with all the heavy acting.
Of course, it's goofy, but it's kind of cool. You're building it yourself, and at the end, you get your lightsaber.
Yeah, okay. All right. So what would yours look like? Which one of those 4 things you're going to do?
A Jedi and green.
Green Jedi. Okay. Yeah. So you just want to be Luke, is what you're saying.
I do want to be Luke. I love Luke.
All right.
I've always loved Luke.
Nothing wrong with that.
Luke's the guy.
Mark Hamill's awesome.
He is. And Luke is awesome.
All right. I think I'd have to go with the pale blue. And that's just, maybe that's
that's fine.
What's the word? Maybe that's just too traditional, but that's what I fell in love with. I don't know. And so the components, it's like what am I trying to say? So they're just like mix and match, and you just kind of end up with your own individual thing, or like
they give like
could you build Lukes out of this? Like, if not, so I wouldn't want to do that, but I'm saying if you wanted to, could you? But I guess what would be the point?
Oh, right, to build the exact
special to yours.
I don't think. I think they give you a tray of parts, and then you just pick the ones that you want. How you want it to look. So it's not unlimited options, but it's fairly. you know, you have a few options.
A lot of variations.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know.
But I guess my point was, but unique. They're not like you're not building somebody, you know,
right? I want my
they sell
own.
a lot of replicas. Like
Exactly.
here's you know, but these aren't that. These are like you have your own.
Yeah,
thing.
and that's what I want. I don't want to because I could buy Rey's or Luke's or Kylo Ren's, but that's theirs. I want mine.
Right, I have
I
my own.
build
Jedi.
my own.
Darn
Yes.
it. Okay. All right.
And
yeah, you kind of talk.
And I will say, you know, the droid factory, that actually looks, after watching the videos, I'm like, that's kind of cool. But that one's $100, and I'm like, that could be more $50.
Yeah, that's not worth it. Here's what bugs me about that, and maybe I just need to watch it again. But at least my superficial glance of it, at least with the lightsaber thing, it sounds so dumb for me to say this. It sounds.
Hold on, let me record this.
No, don't record this. My God. At least you're ending up with something that feels substantial and in the world.
Right.
Where the droid thing just feels like it's a plastic toy. Like it doesn't, like it, you know what I mean?
I know.
So that's kind of like, it's a lot of money for a little plastic toy. Like I prefer the, and I know they don't make them anymore, but the Sphero, little remote control thing. Like those are better replicas,
they are.
droids than what I saw that they're building there. But, all right. So I guess I got to do the thing.
Yeah.
I guess if we're really friends, we should probably plan to go do that at the same time, right?
That would be kind of cool if we could do that.
That would be kind of cool.
But it'll be at least next year.
I wonder if they maybe like if like only you and I are doing it, can other family members come in to like record you watch you doing it?
So I think one person can go with you.
Okay. All right. I pick Mark Hamill. He can go in there.
Well, so that's what everybody's fighting. They're like, oh, well, I want to go in and see if you're the one. And I'm like, I get to pick. I'll pick my favorite.
Let's see who's my favorite kid.
Well, actually, I said I'm picking Mommy. Mommy,
of course.
Mommy's a Star Wars fan. Y'all aren't Star Wars fans, so.
Oh, they're not?
Well, no, they're no.
Well, then you haven't done a very good job.
I have not. I've definitely failed. They are Marvel and Harry Potter fans, and not Star Wars fans.
True. Well, yeah, I can't even imagine what Star Wars looks like to kids and teenagers today. Like I can't even imagine. Like,
well, I promise. So I made a deal with Megan that if I watched Mary Poppins Returns, that she would have to watch Star Wars, A New Hope.
That is not an even trade, sir.
Oh my God, I suffered. Oh my God, it was like
no, unlike you, I thought Mary Poppins Returns was actually pretty good, but it's still it's no equivalence.
No, it's not. And so I sat through it. I got through it, and somehow, and then. So she watched it, and I said, "Look, with an open mind, you have to go, And she didn't hate it, but I mean, it definitely didn't click with her like it did for us. And I think part of it is, not to.
But in a lot of ways, it doesn't hold up. It's even George Lucas has said himself, he's like, the pacing of movies were so different back then.
Yeah.
And he said, back then he was worried that it was actually paced a little too quickly for the time.
Yeah.
And by today's standards, it's just so slow. Like it just unfolds so slow relative to what we're used to. So
it is.
It's that darn MTV ruined us all.
So
okay.
Anyway, so a couple other things in Galaxy's Edge that there's a couple restaurants. There's a cantina. That has some drinks. They're selling blue milk and green milk.
That just sounds disgusting.
Yeah, well, I know. I mean, but I'm gonna try it, right? I gotta try the blue milk.
I guess I have to try it. It's not even milk. You said it's like
it's like coconut. There's no dairy in either one. Yeah,
I guess that makes sense. Too many allergies to worry about.
Yeah, but I literally one video I watched, the woman took a sip and she's like, "Oh, it's slimy."
Well, did she see the beast the thing came out of?
She's like,
it's not the best looking animal.
She goes, it tastes good, but it's slimy. And I'm like, oh, well, I know that doesn't sound good.
Yeah. Coconut oil, I guess, is making it kind
of. Anyway, whatever. But I'm gonna try it.
Well, of course, both blue and green. Do they taste different?
They taste different. Yes. Everybody says the green is better than the blue.
Wait, where was their green milk?
In Last Jedi, Luke.
Oh, it wasn't blue?
No, it was green.
I thought that was the joke. Was that
I thought so too when I watched the movie. The one time I
from.
watched it, I thought that we finally saw where the blue milk comes from, but that's green milk. And if you go back and watch it, it's like, oh yeah, that is green.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we still don't know where the blue milk comes from?
I don't. I'm sure somebody does. In Wikipedia, we can look it up or something. But
I'm sure somebody that really should be doing something else with their lives knows where it comes from.
Right.
Said two guys making a Disney podcast. All right. So, okay. So you do the milk.
Yeah.
I saw you sent me some picture of some light up boba tapioca thing.
Yeah, that was at one of the
that
restaurants. Yeah, so they have some different food there. Yeah, so I mean, I would try most of the stuff.
Mm. Hey, what about you probably knows? What about soundtrack? Like,
there
what
is
am I hearing
soundtrack.
other than 1,000 screaming people?
John Williams created a soundtrack for the land.
That's right.
I said that to you.
Have you listened to it?
I've listened to it.
I know you did. But I forget things.
I'll put a link in the show notes to it. It's like Disney. I saw it because Disney tweeted it out. They're like, oh,
that's right.
Here's the soundtrack.
Yeah, I want to listen to that. I don't know. I just worry like just so many people. Just I don't know. I don't like big crowded spaces anyway. So I just worry about that. But what are you laughing for?
No, I don't either. But I'll definitely suffer through.
Hey, let me ask you this Star Wars planet that this thing is on. What's it called again?
Batu.
Excuse me.
Batu.
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 Okay. Is it hot? Is it like a subtropical hot humid thing, and it rains every afternoon at 3:00?
It does. It's amazingly almost exactly like the climate in Florida.
Well, that's great. Well, then it'll
so weird.
It doesn't rain much in LA though.
No, it doesn't. See, out there it's more desert like.
Well, but it's the same thing, right?
What?
Continuity, people.
What?
Continuity.
So.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess I don't know. I guess when's it opening here? How much time do I have to work out my feelings?
August 29th.
2019.
2019, right? August 29th.
So I have like a little over a year. I'll figure this out. What do I do? What if I want to go with it? We kind of talked about this before.
We don't know what Disney World is going to do. If they're going to do a similar type thing where for a couple months they'll only let resort guests in, or I mean, we don't know. So yeah. I think it's still a little too early to figure out. Do you try to make it the first day or
no? My God,
first week, or who knows?
Yeah, I just got to figure out, like, what is the path of least stress, kind of.
You know what you ought to do is start looking at this app called Parkly. And see what the trend is for Disneyland and try to predict what you're going to have for Disney World.
But it's artificial right now, like so it's not.
So in a couple weeks.
Yeah. Once it hits its real thing, yeah. It's going to be. I don't know. It's going to be, and I think that's really the main thing with me is I don't want to get excited about it because then if I'm excited I want to go, but then I can't because I don't know, because the only way to get in is, as far as we know, is going to be like wait in line,
pretty
right?
much.
Yeah,
I mean, I still haven't ridden the Pandora Flight of Passage.
Yeah,
because
buddy, I live here, and it took me 2 years to get on the Pixar ride the first time around because I don't.
You haven't even been to. You haven't even been to Toy Story Land.
I've been busy. Yeah, I've been busy. Well, what am I going to go there and do?
What do you mean? What are you going to do?
Go ride the broken
alien swirling saucers.
Yeah, I guess I'd like that. Hey, any update on the Slinky Dog Dash? Remember we gave an update where like things were broken, his tail.
Yeah, the tail's
missing,
back. I think.
Okay. What about the? Remember, like the springs were like getting all worn out and everything. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah. No, I haven't seen anything. I think everybody realizes that. We're waiting for Star Wars. We don't care about that anymore.
That's what it is. That park right now is just it's waiting for Star Wars.
Yeah,
park.
pretty much. Although I did send you a picture of the beautiful new gift shop at the end of what's it called, Toy Story Mania.
Oh yeah, you did. So the office fluorescent lights.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, so it's just basically a square white room with paper cutouts of the what is that, the hanging monkey? What was the name of the game?
Barrel of
Monkeys and.
No.
Yeah, literally right next to the land that's going to be so immersive that you have this gift shop as you walk out now.
What's going on with that?
Dude, I don't know.
It's got to be just a temporary thing.
You say
right?
that, but I don't know.
Because it looked terrible. I mean, and no offense to the fine people at like SeaWorld and stuff, but that's what you notice at places like SeaWorld is like that's where it all breaks down. You're like, you go in the gift shop and it's like, okay, well, they got the regular drop ceiling with fluorescent lights, and it's like, okay, well, it's not that special, but Disney's supposed to be above that.
I agree.
It's crazy.
I agree.
Yeah. Hopefully it's temporary. It kind of has a like temporary vibe to it.
It does, but I don't know.
Bad show.
It's horrible show.
All right. Well, listen, I gotta go work my night job because I'm trying to save up some money to go to stay at the Polynesian, and because I looked at those prices, those are
please
yikes. I think I should just get a part-time job and get an employee discount or something.
Maybe so.
Holy cow! Like you don't have to pay me; just let me work to get the discount. That's what it comes down to. All right. Well, cool. Did we cover everything we were supposed to? I know, as usual, went on my tangents, but I got a lot of emotions wrapped up in this, Glenn. It's troublesome for me. Very troublesome. But that's the fun. You all can follow at home on where things end up.
Yep.
Okay. Well, cool. Then I guess I'll see you next time.
Sounds good.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Thank you for joining us on another episode of Starport 75. Follow Chris on Twitter and Instagram at CBGray. And Glenn on Twitter and Instagram at DizWiz. Follow the show on Twitter and Facebook at Starport75 and Instagram at TheStarport75. For all things related to the show, including show notes and links to connect with us, visit us at starport75.com.